Okay, so today what I want to show is a bit of a slightly more specific build order that is a bit situational because you need to have a animal such as an auroch or a boar in like close enough to your starting town center so that you can lure it in with a villager and eat it right under your town center with no drop-off time without the need to build a granary. And this this is going to be a build for Greek on Mediterranean, and it's a very, very good build. It allows you to advance quickly with a great economy and allows you to fight the water very, very well. So let's dive right into it. So first, we're going to move our starting villagers. We're going to put two villagers onto building a storehouse for this woodline, and our other villager is going to build a dock and towards the water. In the meantime, we're going to be moving our scout around to find pigs, and we're going to be moving our starting pigs close to our town center. We're also going to put our gather point for our town center right outside it, right in front of the animal, so when our villager pops out, we can immediately get her into position to start shooting the animal and lure it into the town center so we can eat it. Now, you have to have a bit of experience to understand exactly how far the animal will chase your villager, and you don't want to garrison your villager or walk your villager too far away from the animal, otherwise it will run back to its original spawn point and mess you up severely. So it is better to just let the villager stand at this spot, like at a reasonable spot. So right here, you can see there's almost no drop-off time, and this animal is aggroed onto the villager. And any further back, and I risk losing this animal, making this animal run back to the spawn point. So it's better to just leave the villager here and tank some damage. In the meantime, I'm building my dock with my other villager. If you can't find a fish trio near the shore, I recommend walking around a little bit to see if you can scout one. And if you can't, you're just going to have to put a dock down eventually. But as you can see here, we do have a fish trio right under our dock, which means that the build order is going to go very smoothly. So, why do we want to hunt this animal instead of our pigs? Well, the reason is simply because it gathers faster. Hunt gathers faster than herdables, and this extra hunt will allow us to have a very smooth build order where we can age up on time consistently, not have to worry about finding enough pigs, and we won't have to mess around with force dropping and still be able to get a perfect economy before we advance to the next stage. So as soon as this dock is finished, we're going to want to queue fishing ships from it. You want to queue it as soon as right away. You want to be paying attention to this dock as it's being built, so you can start queuing fishing ships right away as soon as it's being built. Because the earlier you queue fishing ships, the more food you get, which will mean that you can age up on time more consistently and with more food. And so that is really important. This villager also, you want to shift click him while he was building the dock, and then shift click onto a tree that you want to go to, or in this case, shift click through your town center because that will reduce the distance that you need to walk to go to the tree, and then the villager will go to the tree automatically as soon as the dock is finished being built. Now, after we have 4 villagers on food, we're going to start wanting to put villagers on wood. Now notice that I've sent these 2 villagers to this side of the woodline, this tree, because I don't want all my villagers to be on the same side of the storehouse, because that way they will have to walk further away after chopping the tree to get back to the storehouse. Instead, splitting your villagers evenly on both sides of the storehouse will be more efficient. Now, when my population is 13 out of 15, my next villager that pops out builds a house on the way to the wood line. So I build a house, I hold shift, I build the house, and then I shift click on the tree I want him to go to afterwards. I have enough wood to do this without having to cancel my fishing ship production, so I still have my fishing ships on auto queue, and I don't have to worry about turning them on and off while doing this. So it's a very clean, it's a very easy build order. Now, right now, this is a little bit of an accident. I actually shouldn't have put this villager onto pigs, but instead have sent it onto wood for this build order. But then I catch it catch it soon enough, so I just transfer him over to wood after a few seconds, and it's no big deal. In the meantime, I've started splitting my villagers on different animals, different pigs, and also the Auroch, so that they don't get too crowded around one spot, and I can gather as efficiently as possible. At the moment, I'm going to go for about 3 villagers per pig. I'm not too worried about conserving pigs, because I have managed to take this Auroch out at the start, and I have plenty of pigs to age up, more than enough, so I don't have to worry, and I'd rather have my villagers be more spread out so they're more efficient and they don't crowd around one herdable animal. In the meantime, I'm just queuing fishing ships for my dock. I'm going to queue this fishing ship and then the next fishing ship before I go for the temple. So as you can see, after I've started making this fishing ship, my 7th fishing ship, I turn auto queue off. Well, actually it's still on. But yeah, I turn auto queue off and I look at my wood amount so I can make a temple. Now as you can see, at 230, I have enough wood to build a temple. So I get one of my villagers from wood, and I make him build a temple. If I start my temple before 238, it will be up in time for me to advance at 416, which is our goal here. We want to advance at 416 with this build order. Now, this temple is actually a little bit poorly positioned because it blocks my villagers' escape route if they get raided, so it would have probably been better to build my temple a bit further back, leaving a gap between the temple and the forest. Or I could build the temple on the other side of the forest with a different villager. But since we're just looking at build order in this case, yeah, it doesn't matter. But in a real game, you don't want to build your temple here, ideally. Now, after the 7th fishing ship pops out, you're going to want to start a house when you have the resources to, with another one of your wood villagers, not the one who's building the temple. And then you're going to be continuing to queue villagers onto your animals, and paying attention as to when your Aurochs run out, so that as soon as it's finished, your villagers can go to a pig. And so you have no idle time on your villagers at all. Now we have 9 villagers on food. We have 280 food and 7 fish chips. Now this is going to be enough food to advance to the next stage. So instead of continuing to put villagers to pigs, we want to set up our storehouses for our wood and gold. So our next villager goes to this wood line over here and sets up our storehouse in order for us to start gathering wood. In the meantime, we managed to squeeze out an extra fishing ship with the wood, with the extra wood we have, and we're going to want to keep doing that. When we see an opportunity to make an extra fishing ship, we have the wood we squeeze out an extra fishing ship, because fishing ships are very good, and yeah, they're just really good to make. Now at 316, that is the time you want to advance. So what you want to do at 316 is ring the town bell twice very quickly, so your food villagers drop off all their food into the town center and then immediately exit. If you ring the town bell, you only want to do this when you're advancing, because if you ring the town bell frequently, then it will disrupt your wood gathering villagers as well. And also this villager was meant to go to wood. I thought I should click him onto wood after building the temple, but no matter. And then now that you're aging up, you're going to want to split your economy to prepare to fight water as soon as you age up. So what you're going to want to do is have 5 villagers on gold, and the rest of your villagers on the new wood line that you are setting up, and have one of your villagers move down to build a second dock for you to make triremes. Now, if you start building the second dock before your advance time reaches halfway, then the dock will be up in time for you to make triremes as soon as you advance. Also, again, I'm trying to squeeze out fishing ships while I'm advancing, so I start queuing fishing ships when I have the spare wood, and when I have the resources to, I get hand axe. I think it was a bit delayed in this wreck. Yeah, so as soon as I have the resources to, I get hand axe from my from my storehouse, and I also build a house for my gold villagers. When this villager is finished building a dock, he goes back to wood. And then now, when I'm up in the classical age at 417. So as you can see, we advance very early, and we have had almost no idle time in our town center, and we have 10 fishing ships, which is a very high amount for a 416 advance. Well, it's 417 in this video, but if everything went perfectly, it would have been 416. And then we're queuing triremes from both our docks immediately. And we have them on auto queue. I'm queuing villagers as well. And because of this fast advance with good economy, we're going to have likely more arrow ships, or at least the same number as our opponent. And because we are Greek, our arrow ships, our triremes, have more range than theirs. They have 14 range as opposed to 12, so we should be at an advantage on water, even if they advance quickly. And we can also have restoration as a backup to win water. So with this build, you are very likely to win water and from there win the game. So thanks for watching this build order video on Greek, and I hope it helps you on your battles in Mediterranean.